Here are the 5 categories of the violations that can be on your MVR record, and for how long will they stay there. First one are minor violations. These are your speeding tickets, your failure to yield, failure to use a sign, whatever it may be, as long as it's a very low level ticketable offense. That's always 3 years. Serious violations. These are your reckless driving, your speeding significantly over the speed limit, improper lane changes, following too closely, a little bit more elevated of aggressive driving habits. These are your serious violations, 3 to 5 years. Out of service violations, these will also be 3 to 5 years. And these are for anything hours of service violations, logbook issues, or any sort of maintenance neglect. Fourth one are your hazmat violations. Failure to adhere hazmat regulations, improper placarding, leaking containers, things of these nature, and these really range from 3 to 10. Final one are your major violations, your DUI, your DWI, your hit and run, any felonies inside of the vehicle, driving with a suspended license or a revoked license. Don't do it. It's silly. It'll be on your MVR for up to 7 to 10 years. So if you think there's some amazing prices for used trucks out there, but don't buy one without doing these 3 things. First one, you're going to want to make sure that a federal DOT inspection was completed, that you got the inspection, and also that all defects were completed and corrected. Second thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to request all of the maintenance files on that vehicle. Final thing that you want to do, number 3, is you're going to want to make sure that the tires are all the same height. I know, silly question and silly ask, but asking this question and understanding if it was a retreaded vehicle or a retreaded tire and where and when is very important, because your gears can wear down a lot faster if they're not all the same height. Bonus question, and above all, the last and final question that you have to ask every single time, multiple times, is this your bottom line? That's the number 1 question that you always ask in a negotiation. If you like my content, are you a small trucking company? Do you own a small trucking company? Are you yourself your own small trucking company? If you have anywhere from 1 to 10 vehicles, this is for you. Here are the top 5 business killers for small trucking companies. First one is operating for your self-interest. That is not the way to go here. Instead of asking for the best freight, ask, how can I provide you value? Second one being thinking you are a jack of all trades and you have not found your small niche yet. Niche down. Find that niche and perfect it. Third one, if you have $0 in your marketing and you are a small trucking company, you are leaving a huge amount of money on the table. Fourth one, communication. It's 2023. Get with the times. You have to provide real live updates. Start investing in some communication technology. It's a must going forward. And finally, thinking quantity over quality. You need to learn to say no to some loads, whether it's rate or just a lane that does not fit your operation. You need to reevaluate and start thinking for quality. If you like my content, please Truck stop parking is the number 1 priority for the American Transportation Research Institute. This is amazing because with all things that come with money, of course, the government wants to see some backed research behind it. So that's what they're going to do. They're leading the charge, and they said it could be easy. It could be as simple as adding 50 truck spaces to a pre-existing rest area that the state already owns. And this is a government official. And this is also estimated by the OOIDA, the Owner Operator Independent Something Alliance, that for every 1 parking spot, there's 11 drivers. That's insane. It's great to know that it's the number 1 priority on the list for the ATRI, the American Transportation Research Institute. There's hopefully some wind beneath the sails of these, but hopefully there's some great parking solutions coming up in the near future. I mean, they have to get funding first, so fingers crossed, everybody, but I'll keep you updated and I'll keep you posted. Here is a dirty trucking company trick and how it works. So a company posts an advertisement. Let's say we need 50 drivers in the Indy area. A company arranges for that bus to take drivers into the city to meet the trucking company for the hiring and orientation process. Now what happens is through that training process, some can get turned away and they are not being provided any transportation funds or options on their own, and they are putting it to the drivers on their dime. They're being stranded regardless of weather, regardless of area. I'm hearing stories about how drivers are dropped off in the middle of winter in a very tough area in Chicago, whatever it may be. This is not the type of company you want to work for. These are not the stories that we need to hear as an industry, and we need to start removing some of these companies however possible. Get them out of this industry because they are muddying it up for everybody else. If this has happened to anybody else, please put it in the comments. If you know of any other situations, I'd love to look into them and share them to this community. Of course, please this picture. It broke my heart, brought me to tears. The home away from home picture. I really want to just sit here and say thank you to all the men and women that put their lives on the line, who help support our economy, keeping it propped up to make us normal people, the non-drivers of the world, make us feel like we have a normal life. We go to the supermarket, we buy these things, and we don't think about the sacrifices that you all make, not only of your personal well-being on the road, but also the family time and all the sacrifices that they have to make, your loved ones at home too. So thank you to all of you in the community. Thank you to all of those that are waiting at home, waiting for their trucker to come home and just wrap their arms around you. I just commend you. I applaud you. I'm here to support you 100% of the way. I give my full self and my full support to all of you, and I love each and every one of you. So please share this message, get it out there. Let's bring back the trucker salute. Let's show some care, and let's make sure that we appreciate the sacrifices that these men and women do to make our lives just even a little bit more normal. Thank you again for everybody. Carriers. I know you give brokers a hard time. I know you give them a bad rap. I know you know there's some great ones out there, and there are some garbage characters in the industry as well. However, here's a little peek under the tent of a picture that hopefully can highlight a nightmare scenario for them, but this is the world that they live in and something that they do have to deal with. Load fishing, a great infographic from FreightWaves here, and what it is it's load board fraud designed to steal cargo. Broker post load. Carrier, who they think is a carrier, approaches, wants the load, wins the load, gets it, everything's done, except that carrier, poof, just vanishes from the broker's whereabouts, cannot get a hold of them, completely vanish, and all that cargo being sold on the black market. So just a little bit, a peek under the tent of what a broker has to deal with. So mend that gap, become a relationship person, become a relationship driver with that broker. You guys are a partnership. So let's be in this together. Let's change the industry and let's look out for one another, okay? What would happen if the e-commerce boom outpaced drivers and trucks? Essentially, if there was more loads to be shipped as the years go by, what's going to happen if the drivers can't keep up? So I typed this in the chat GPT. Let's see what it says. Year one, a big strain on the logistics infrastructure, congestion at all ports, DCs, whatever it may be, costs going up like insane. First 3 years. After that, 3 to 5 years, companies will try to mitigate the situation by possibly building more local DCs and warehouses, aiming to decrease the distance of items that need to be shipped. 5 to 10 years, huge investments will start pummeling through into the alternative delivery methods market. And what this is possible automation delivery trucks, vehicles, and drones, enhanced rail systems, and possibly even tunnels and hyperloops. And going forward, 10 plus years forward, a shift in consumer demand. So if shipping costs remain so high and delivery times remain so long, consumers might begin to change their online shopping habit and may opt to old school local pickup options. So food for thought. What's everybody think about this scenario and where it's going to play out? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Got this picture shared with me. I wanted to make a quick post, share it with you all. This was only spotted after the driver got on their back and shifted underneath their trailer. These brake pictures are scary, everybody. Let's not take the pre-trips and post-trips lightly. I know we want to, but sometimes just take that extra 15, 20 minutes through the day. It'll save somebody's life out there. So share this around. Make sure that everybody gets on this pre-trip train. It's just a little bit more time to save some lives out there, guys, okay? So please do them. Pre-trip, pre-trip, pre-trip.